We oftentimes think of just children and women, but boys and young males are also the invisible victim.
My story is unfortunately one that's far too common because, I was targeted through my mother, who was an alcoholic, pregnant at 17, came from a very dysfunctional family with a lot of physical abuse. And also, she was molested when she was a young girl. So my mom had a very chaotic lifestyle. And this predator, just saw that she was just, off the rails in terms of not having any grounding. So he began to romance her, and my mother didn't have much to offer, but this guy came in, we had money, he bought us things, took us places, and we thought, it was a dream come true. Then after about around 6 months, he began to molest me. And the way he kept my silence was he told me that he would kill my mother if I said anything about it. And those of us that come from very dysfunctional settings understand that it doesn't matter how big a train wreck your parents are. As a child, you would lay down your life for them. So he really had me, had my silence, insured by that. And
Right.
so then about 3 months later, he started using me for image-based abuse. And then several months later, he introduced me to the pedophile ring that he belonged to. And my initiation was being raped and beaten by all 10 members of that ring. And so the first time that I was actually trafficked at the age of 5 at a truck stop bathroom, I was given drugs, as they often do in human trafficking, to keep me compliant. So I was molested by a procession of 6 people in a truck stop bathroom. So that just got worse and worse and worse. I was trafficked across the whole country in the back of tractor trailers. And then I began to be sold to people who were in power, people who had money. So this went on for 7 years. And there were a couple of times where I tried to speak out. I was able to get away from being sexually trafficked. And so that's when God just gave me that strength and gave me that
Mm.
purpose. And so I've been fighting ever since that day to really make a difference in people's lives.